wondering, will Team Liquid grab the Renekton alongside a strong pairing, like maybe the Hecarim or the Udyr? Of course, the Hecarim and the Rell just going to come through.
Yeah, the horse and around duo picked up here for the side of Team Liquid with the horse and the logo. They know where the synergy is, but man, what a fast response from C9. Their first half of the draft looking like Seraphine and two champions that dive in, which is exactly what she likes to see on her team.
My immediate inclination is to think that this is a mid-lane Seraphine. Of course, it could be bot for Zven. It could be support for Vulcan. This is actually a legit three-way flex here, and Cloud9 does have the champion pools. They have the depth to be able to play it. Sion coming through here as the answer to Renekton is a very strong answer. It is a champion that really can withstand the onslaught. We actually saw Alphari playing this against Huni's Renekton. Huni did multiple different builds here to try to withstand that matchup and wasn't really able to create an edge for himself.
Team Liquid deciding to target a marksman here, getting Lucian out of the picture. He is a champion, of course, that can flex between a couple of different roles. Neither side here has drafted their AD carry so far, unless, of course, we do see the Seraphine flex down into the bottom lane. Orianna will be a ban, pretty staple champion there to go ahead and remove. We know pretty much everybody has some experience on that one.
I wonder if Team Liquid is also going to ban out Tristana, or if they want to take it for themselves. They do have the next pick in the draft here, and I think that is the debate. Do we want to ban it, or do we want Tactical to play it? The answer is to ban it. With the Lucian ban, to me, that's Team Liquid saying, all right, our read is Seraphine is going bot. What would pair well with the Seraphine bot would be a marksman in the mid lane for Perkz to be able to bring that consistent damage. So now, will Cloud9 be flexible? Will they adjust? Even if the Seraphine was intended to go bot, are they willing to put it mid? Are they willing to mix it up to really make their composition shine?
And that goes back to what you were talking about earlier when we were back during the countdown about Perkz' flexibility as a player. We've seen him hard carry, and we've also seen him go 0-0 and 14 as a Seraphine and play that supportive role. So the fact that he can do both of them does still continue to do a lot of work for them here. Team Liquid decide that they want to go with sort of a traditional control mage, wave clear type of approach to the mid lane, lock in the Viktor.
Yep, the Orianna is taken away, the Viktor is grabbed up. There is the availability, of course, of the Azir, but it is Kalista plus Alistar. This is early game. This is aggression coming out from Cloud9. If you're going to go with this composition, especially if we do see a late game marksman locked in for Team Liquid, you have got to run over your opponents. You're staring down a control mage in the mid lane, Sion, Hecarim, Rell, alongside a scaling marksman like the Xayah or even the Jinx coming through. I tend to think Xayah fits here to help withstand some of the dive that will be coming across here from Cloud9. So throwing down the gauntlet. Game 1, Team Liquid, your job is withstand the storm. Cloud9, you must snowball this game. You must create advantages. Use the Kalista and the Alistar, as well as the early power of this Udyr, to get down to the Dragon Pit, stack those dragons early and often, and build up Dragon Soul as a win condition. Create a big enough gold lead so that when Team Liquid looks to challenge you to stop that snowball, you are so far ahead that they don't stand a chance. And on the other side, if Team Liquid can keep it close, can slow that down, maybe sneak away a dragon early enough or get themselves to a close enough gold lead that at the third dragon they can contest, they're going to really be set up for success.
And I like the switch over to the Xayah here. We saw a couple of different champions hovered, a Jinx, a Varus.
Yeah.
Lots of damage potential there.
Just seed everything. They've got to put a flag in the sand and be willing to fight over something.
Well, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Summoner's Rift. As poor Alistar's dead in the fountain because Kalista had to sacrifice him with the black spear or whatever it's called. Okay, Alistar's not actually dead. Nobody's dead. We're out onto the Rift, and it is time for the grand finals. Man, I love being back in this studio, Azael. It makes it feel like a whole big event again. I'm so excited to be back here.
Yep, Flower's the real person standing beside me. We both have pants and shoes. This is unparalleled.
For the first time in a year.
All right, we're in the game. Strap in. I'm thinking we're going to get ourselves a really fun series here. Spellbook for Perkz is pretty interesting. A little bit of additional utility there. Worth noting that Vulcan is going towards Aftershock in lieu of the Phase Rush, which is very, very popular. This, again, is indexing towards the early game. having that Aftershock allows you to go for these early trades, these combos in lane where you would otherwise be punished much more heavily by the return fire coming through from the Xayah, from the Rell, both supports taking Ignite, so you can expect there to be a lot of action down there. Hail of Blades for the Kalista, another early game rune. They're indexing towards their strengths, and they are really going to be trying to run over their competition in these early levels.
All right, both junglers starting on the top half of the map here, so we'll see if they end up contesting one another for that bottom side crab there in the river. Udyr, of course, very, very strong in those 1v1s nice and early on. And we'll see if the bot lane turns exciting here with this Kalista Alistar combo that you're talking about, with how aggro they know they want to be, stacking up those Dragon Souls as the game moves forward and whatnot. But our mid lane's going to be a lot of wave clearing, at least for the early stages of the game. Viktor plus Seraphine, both of them just have incredible capabilities for that. And we'll also have to keep an eye on this top lane matchup, man. Fudge versus Alphari. Fudge on the more aggressive choice means he has to be able to flex those skills that we were talking about him improving. You can't pick Renekton, sit in lane, and farm. It'll never happen successfully. So I want to see what Fudge can bring to the table here. Nice interrupt there on the slash. Alphari knocks him up into the air in time.
And to be honest, if there is a time to get an advantage on the Renekton, it is so early. Because once Sion gets towards Bramble Vest and Tabbies, your fun in that lane is kind of over. He gets so damn tanky, and he has all of this AoE wave clear to really be able to deny your ability to punish through taking tower plates also. So you have to get ahead early. You have to create these windows. And even if it's not about the 1v1, it's about getting that pressure so Sion is locked under his tower and Udyr can then maybe invade. Or so he's locked under his turret and he's chipped down so he can't TP to answer a play elsewhere. Because Renekton wants to be dictating the pace of the game, wants to be having that pressure, being able to save his teleport to potentially make plays elsewhere.
Okay, we've got level 4 junglers, each with 6 camps worth of farm, and they will find one another here at the bottom side Scuttle Crab. Armao knows that he doesn't really want anything to do with that one. Blaber will win out in the 1v1. Armao just makes his way into the mid lane instead. Devastating charge on a minion to clear a little bit of extra distance.
This is looking like a double scuttle angle here for Blaber.
Oh, yeah.
You can see Armao is actually trying to help Jensen push, and I think the reason is he wants Jensen to then be able to return the favor and come over and help him here. But Renekton has shoved top. Blaber's not going to start this. He's just going to wait. Face check me. And you will know you will lose that 1v1, but Jensen does have the move first. Renekton is coming down as well, so I think this should be Cloud9's, and Team Liquid is going to have to back it up.
TL has to give that one away. Fudge with the Renekton control, with that priority that you're talking about early on. Pretty easy for him to acquire that, and that means 2 crab lead here for Blaber in the jungle on the Udyr. You love seeing players being able to take advantage of that early on. They will just get a glimpse of him there, and Blaber makes his way into the top lane, which forces out an early flash from Alphari.
Very nice, and they have no vision in the river. Plus, the wave is actually pushing away from Alphari, and as a top laner, that is such an uncomfortable position. You want to reset this, but you're like, well, did he wait? Did he stay here the whole time? Is he going to punish me for this move? I do believe that River Ward, though, now should have spotted Blaber as he moved into the Raptors pit. Yes, good highlight there by the observers. So Alphari now needs to take this window to try to push in. Armao's moving up there to try to help him do it, but Blaber is heading straight back up to top lane, and this could be really good for Cloud9. Remember, no flash on Alphari. Here comes Blaber.
This will turn very violent very quickly. Armao is stunned up, and Fudge is going in for the first blood in the 1v2. Blaber was not even required, and Cloud9 is about to get a buy one, get one free. 2 kills to kick it off in the grand final.
Damn, Fudge, he doesn't even need the jungler. 1v2, let's go. Throwing down the gauntlet right off the bat here. Not waiting for the Udyr. He sees the angle, kills off Armao, and grabbing himself a kill, grabbing the kill for Blaber, who also stole Raptors, who also double scuttled. Look at the 42 advantage.
To 28.
Exactly, like they're able to get this done while doing everything else. Fudge straight on in, lands the stun there onto Armao, knocking him down very, very quickly. Blaber coming in, helping to clean up Alphari. They'd already forced the flash, returning to the scene of the crime. This is what I'm talking about when I say Cloud9 knows how to push the pace of the game. It's not taking the flash and saying, all right, that's pretty good. It's taking the flash and then ramming that advantage home, killing off the top laner, punishing Armao for staying around on a jungler who wants to scale, who wants to get ahead. Blaber taking both scuttles, Blaber taking away the Raptors, having more camps to farm on his side of the map means this guy is going to be out to a very big lead, and Armao is just going to be trying to keep his top laner alive. He does have an angle here potentially on Fudge, but that is a level 6 Croc, and that is a dangerous prospect to try when you are just sitting on Lucidity Boots. You are pre-level 6 on the Hecarim. You will get shredded, so he's got to be really, really careful and doesn't like his odds there.
Yeah, he chooses to err on the side of caution here, goes back to farming instead, knows his top half camps are coming back alive. But here's what you wanted to see, Isaac. Control over the Drake Pit from Cloud9. Perkz loses a little bit of HP here as Jensen unleashes the full combo on him, but that won't matter. The bot lane is there. They have the priority. They have the advantage, and Cloud9 gets their first Drake before 7 minutes.
I mean, they're checking every box that you could ask for. 3 out of 3 scuttles. You've done some counter jungling. You forced a flash. You got 2 kills. You took the first dragon pre-7 minutes. This is what you want. If you're a coach watching this game, you go into the game with these sort of objectives. Well, Jat's on the other side.
I know, Jat needs to step up. That's what I'm saying. Jat, where's the plan?
Yeah, so, I mean, the plan is withstand the onslaught. Slow down Cloud9. Do not allow this to extend, but C9 says, no, let's keep it up. Let's look for a dive here. They're pushing in, and 4 members bot. They have the Seraphine ultimate. Can they find it?
4v2 dive. Here it goes, baby. Tactical with a flash away. CoreJJ is left all on his lonesome, and the damage will just pour on in. Seraphine ulti will not find Tactical. CoreJJ stays alive. C9 switches it over. Tactical's the first to die, and CoreJJ will try to escape. At best, he can hope for an execution. Vulcan wants to shut that down right now. He has his flash ready to go if necessary. Won't even need it. Headbutts them into the turret. 4-0, Cloud9.
Wow, what a start here for Cloud9. Getting mid-pry out, moving it down towards bot, finding the angle. Not only did they get the 2 kills, look at the summoners. Spent 4 summoners on the side of TL. What did they use on Cloud9's side? Just the flash from Blaber. They barely spent anything to make these plays happen. This is some remarkable, fast-paced League of Legends. Cloud9 coming out the gates looking dominant.
Cloud9, man, this squad showing why they are so fearsome, showing why they got to have that buy into this part, didn't have to go through the game yesterday in the lower bracket. This squad is scary indeed. Nearly 2,000 gold ahead, 8.5 minutes into the game. And we'll see those second blue buffs start to spawn here. They'll get handed off to the mid laners. Checking back into the top side. Renekton down some farm here early on. More minions alive for him, so it'll just about even out. But Alphari's doing okay surviving up here after that initial 2-for-0 that happened.
I mean, Sion's on his power spike. He's got the Bramble Vest. This is full build at this point, so it's going to be hard to keep that damage going. He becomes very, very tanky. The wave is freezing against him, and so that is kind of that awkward spot because he hasn't actually seen Udyr for a while, so he's going to be bleeding farm right now. And you can see Fudge is posturing forward, trying to zone him off experience as well. Blaber will be spotted. And seeing that Udyr up on the top side just kind of confirms some of those worries. You can tell he wants to help push out mid, potentially. He wants to be there for that top side scuttle. Blaber has been right place, right time this whole game long. Team Liquid looking like they want to get aggressive for the first time. They've cleared out some vision in that bottom side river, and we're threatening a roam towards mid, but not seeing the angle. As Perkz is aware, bot lane missing, I'm going to play towards top side.
Super easy decision to make, right? Go towards where everybody is. Blaber loves playing around these top couple of lanes here so far in this game, making the plays happen, going after the Rift Herald. Let's see if there's any sort of a response to this from Team Liquid. Blaber still commands a very impressive lead in the jungle, 83 to 65 CS. He is level 8 against the level 7 of Armao, and he's Udyr in a 1v1 situation. There are not a lot of champions that feel comfortable approaching him like that, and Hecarim with just an Ionian boot and a Bomby Cinder is not among those few.
It is definitely not. And he has mid lane prio, he has top lane prio, he is safe to do this, and they are going to continue to show up to objectives on spawn and try to snowball the game. You already know, next thing on the checklist, Ocean Dragon, 120 till that spawns. They want to grab the second dragon. They want to cash out with the plates here. So we'll see where he looks to go as Armao's trying to make a move up to top side. Double ultimates are available, but Fudge has pushed in this wave.
Yeah, there's no reason to stay around.
Yeah, I mean, Alphari may try to hold it somewhat, but they don't know where Udyr is, so it's still a risky play. And the fact that Fudge just backed it up immediately, knowing that his Udyr was down towards the bottom side of the map, is just really smart stuff.
Man, that gold on the left side of your screen right about now is looking awfully good if you're a Cloud9 fan. Vulcan's the only guy that's not in the cool kids club, but I mean, unless you're playing like a fasting Senna, it won't work anyway. Vulcan needs a little bit of damage here. Jensen finding some follow-up, but Team Liquid is not able to grab a kill off of that one. Vulcan just letting them know it's all good with the Rammus emote, and C9's able to disengage with 30 seconds before that Ocean Drake spawns.
And one thing you got to take note of is even if Team Liquid says, all right, let's challenge early. Let's force at this second dragon. Moonstone's already done.
Oh.
I mean, Perkz has farmed incredibly well. When you look at these supportive style champions, you often expect them to be down a little bit as far as the laning goes. He also made a roam down to the bottom side.
Right.
You know, he's closing in on 10 CS per minute, has a kill as well as an assist. He's got the stopwatch, so he's very difficult to dive. So they're prepared for any potential fight that TL would want to force on.
We'll see down here if TL wants to try to contest that. But yeah, you can see Perkz' inventory. He's got the level 1 boost, he's got the tier, he's got the ring. It's not like he held off on any sort of laning items, but when your mythic costs about $1.25, it don't matter too much. Perkz can get that thing online sooner than anybody can contest it. And that means Cloud9 goes up 2 Drakes to nothing, 2,500 gold, 12 minutes into the game. Azael, you said they had to turn it on early, and I would say they have sufficiently dominated the early game.
Oh yeah, they have been crushing it. Armao just grabbed his first scuttle of the game, and it's 12 minutes, and the only reason he got it is because Blaber's taking the dragon on the other side. It's not a fair trade here,
no.
Flowers.
No, sir, you might not get the as much gold for the dragon as you do for the crab, but somehow it's still a pretty good deal. We'll see if Blaber wants to get involved in any more of these plays, any more of these ganks. Because remember, even though they are ahead 2,500 gold, the compositions will still favor Team Liquid later on in the game. So we can't just see Cloud9 get content with where they are. And on that note, I want to ask you and pose this question. Where do you want to see Cloud9 focus next? They still have the Rift Herald here in Blaber's inventory for about a minute and a half.
I honestly think that you want to take away the bastion of safety that is this mid lane tower for Jensen. The Viktor wants to free farm. Taking away the tier 1 opens up more opportunities for Vulcan to flank, to be able to pressure him, and that's exactly what they're going to look to do here. Get some plates down in the mid lane. If this is heavily contested, Vulcan is here to try to turn that around. So they get a little bit of plate gold there. 2 plates knocked down, nearly a third as well. They may be able to collect that. I will say Cloud9, probably not the happiest about the Cloud Soul here. It will be very effective for Udyr. The activation is also fantastic for Fudge, but they might have wanted a little bit more combat power, you know, given that they are really indexing towards the early game. It will still be powerful. They will still try to stack towards it, but with their composition, I think they really would have hoped for something more along the lines of the Mountain or the Infernal Soul.
All right, Armao continues to farm up in the jungle here on the Hecarim, staying within striking distance of Blaber, but still behind the Turbo Kim tank ready to go, which means Blaber's playmaking has just spiked. We want to see him try to make another move, maybe go for a dive, some sort of another fair skirmish somewhere in the map. But Team Liquid will push out the bottom lane. Tactical doing a good job staying very close to Zven.
Yeah.
About 1 wave's worth of CS next to this Kalista Alistar.
Yeah, that's what I really wanted to point out is when you're looking for positives here for Team Liquid. Jensen, farming very well. Alphari, no longer being bullied in the top lane whatsoever. He is holding his own. He's got his mythic completed. And the bot lane has farmed even. Yes, they got dove and they died, but they have been keeping up. They are not really falling behind here. So while Cloud9 is doing a fantastic job pushing the game forward, keeping the pace fast, and looking to snowball through these neutral objectives, if the gold can stay stagnant, Team Liquid will at least be in with a chance.
Right. Well, we're scaling forward. We'll see how it looks here in about 2 minutes, because usually it is that third Drake of the game where you start to have to make a real decision on whether or not you want to contest.
And this is where Team Liquid is going to have to make a hard choice. They could say, all right, it's just Cloud. We're willing to risk giving it up. Because if you contest at this third dragon and you get blasted, the gold is going to explode.
It's pretty done.
Right? They're going to take the dragon. They're going to take your tower mid. That's already low. Plates are down. And then maybe it gets out of reach. So because it is a Cloud Soul, Team Liquid may be willing to give up a third dragon to buy themselves some more time to farm here. You know, we'll have to see exactly where the itemization does land. But often these scaling teams are hoping to get towards 2 items before they are forced to fight. But because Cloud9 got that first dragon pre-7 minutes, that's a pipe dream.
Yeah. 7 minutes. Remember, it's about 5 minutes for every respawn on the dragon. So 7 plus 15, you're looking at a 22-minute soul if C9 continues to get all of those Drakes on spawn, which, again, Cloud Soul, as you already pointed out, not the most game-impacting one, but still just having the movement speed alone could really make a difference in some of these fights.
I mean, it's so frustrating when you're dealing with an Udyr who does have Cloud Soul. Ridiculously fast in addition to the Chem Tank. The Phase Rush can be procced. You also have to remember there are these cloud circles on the map that give you these kind of zones of move speed. That's really powerful for someone like Renekton. If you're thinking about a dragon fight, he would want to be flanking from that blue buff, the enemy blue buff, and coming through this area. If you are able to get towards Cloud Soul, those flanks become that much more threatening because you pop the R, you get the move speed, and all of a sudden it's really difficult to stay away from this guy as Jensen or even as Tactical.
Well, Azael, I think we're seeing a rerun right about now, because I swear I already saw this episode of this show a few minutes ago where Cloud9 goes after the Rift Herald. Team Liquid's not in any sort of a spot to contest, and that's going to mean continued objective domination for C9 here in this game. 2 for 2 on Dragons, 2 for 2 on Rift Heralds. The first Rift Herald was only able to get the 2 plates, the minimum value out of the charge. We'll see if they just want to drop the second one here.
I think you drop it mid, Dragon spawning in 5. Drop it mid immediately, run towards that Dragon. TL is posturing to fight, so they want to scrap at this Dragon. We'll see. I mean, Fudge is still basing. He's got to get here fast.
Blaber is fearless running in there, and CoreJJ is already dead before he can do a damn thing. Team Liquid have lost their support, and Cloud9 have lost none of their bravery. They will continue moving forward towards the Drake Pit, taking control of the river. TL decides they cannot fight any longer.
And bad goes to worse because Alphari tried to TP and Fudge was there. He stopped it. He didn't even have to use the teleport.
No.
Fudge started the base and then realized, all right, my team's going to scrap. I've got to stay around. I need to be able to respond to either the teleport coming through or interrupting my opponent's Tactical here. Ult may be forced. We'll see.
Ooh, a lot of damage, but Tactical holds on to Summoners, holds on to the ulti. 3,500 gold lead, 5-0. On Soul Point at 18 minutes.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good, Flowers. They are doing everything that they need to do. And now we can watch this one more time. In they go. CoreJJ just locked down the whole time. Alphari, I believe he thought Fudge had recalled. It looks silly in that replay.
Yeah.
But Fudge did back up, start a recall. Then Alphari backed up and started their TP. And Fudge is like, just kidding. I know what you're going to do. He moved forward, he stopped it. It's a heads-up play there from Fudge. Another scuttle going the way. I mean, this is literally one scuttle has gone to TL in 18.5 minutes, right? That is jungle domination. Look at the farm. He's well over 40 ahead. He's gotten both dragons, 3 dragons, excuse me, both heralds. They took the mid lane tower and potentially setting up here, but because it is CoreJJ, I don't think you go. If that was Tactical or a juicier target, they're going over the wall.
Well, this time around, they decide to not just go the completely aggro path. There are 3 minutes and 45 seconds remaining on the clock before Team Liquid has to decide whether or not they just want to give that Cloud Soul away.
I don't think you can.
Because I mean, how do you fight them, though? This is tough, man. That's a tough decision to have to make for TL in this point in the game. Cloud9's done such a great job accelerating things. We'll see if Team Liquid can get those 2-item power spikes online like you were talking about. Scaling teams often like to hit that spot before they really want to engage. But 3 minutes left does not give them a lot of time to make it happen. Staff of Flowing Water now done for Perkz as well. So the Moon Staff combo, this thing that has permeated the conversation about itemization for the entire split, it's here, it's reared its head again, and it's ready to go.
Yep, move speed, move speed, move speed. That's going to be the name of the game here. Baron spawning as well in 20 seconds, and they're looking to go in.
Vulcan already tanking up everybody here between 2 turrets of Team Liquid. Blaber's coming in to back them up. Armao with the ulti. C9 just decides, all right, no more reason to fight. Back up, take the turret. CoreJJ and Jensen both moving forward, looking to apply a little bit of wave clear, but not enough. And Cloud9 will take their second turret of the game.
I mean, Vulcan, it looks a little bit silly, but he traded Flash, and now they're going in here on Armao, who has no ulti.
Blaber went for the flash play, but now he's going to be taking too much damage. Tactical grabbing a kill there, and here comes the Sion train. They'll find even more damage with Vulcan tanking up now in the front line. The shutdown goes over to Tactical here, and that was a big moment for Team Liquid.
They're going to go to Baron. Blaber's dead. Team Liquid may have just turned this game on its head. C9, one fight goes bad. Can they even contest it? I'm not sure. Fudge is still around, but they've got no ulti here on Zven or on Seraphine.
There's no Seraphine ulti at all. The team fight capability so limited. Jensen looking to zone him away, nearly grabbing the kill on to the enemy AD carry. Fudge jumps into the middle, looking to stop everybody, looking to hold him down, slow it down. Fudge running away. A little bit more damage is required to finish him off, but it will not happen. Oh. Fudge, the hero of the day, diving in 1v5 to stop the Baron.
Yeah, by a hair's breadth, he survives there, pushing TL off of that Baron, so it just means TL get a couple kills. That's good for them. Gives them a small foothold in the game here. And to flip the switch, Rocket replay. Let's see it one more time. They find Blaber, they get the engage, the Seraphine peel, the ultimate coming across, not being that effective. And Fudge was still pretty far out. It's a heads-up play from CoreJJ, someone you can always rely on in these really tough positions. But Cloud9 in the 3v5, they're strong enough, they played it well enough to be able to withstand, and they are now 1 minute away from Soul. You can see second items coming through here for a number of Cloud9 members. We'll see if Zven finishes his, but Sterik's in for the top lane. Deadman's in for the jungle. You already touched on the Moonstaff, and there's the second item as well for Zven. So Cloud9 is power spiking at the perfect time here.
And I do want to point out a pretty big power spike item for Alphari as well. Upgrading Bramble into Thornmail. Remember, this now allows him to proactively apply Grievous Wounds by landing hard CC on opponents. It's pretty hard to put Grievous Wounds onto someone like a Seraphine when you only have a Bramble, since why on earth would she be auto-attacking you? But now Alphari's the one who gets to make the decision. That should work out pretty well for them for having a little bit more team fight control. But TL must now take the fight or surrender the Cloud Soul. They need Jensen to walk all the way down here, or he might have to TP if it's forced too early.
I like this positioning from Fudge. This is really smart. He knows that TL has bot lane prio, so they would enter the Dragon Pit through this area. He has a good angle here. We have to track summoners. No flash Jensen, no flash on tactical, but missing flashes as well on everyone on the Cloud9 side. So this could be a very explosive fight. If anyone mispositions, they could be punished.
Perkz also has barrier. Keep that in mind. Seraphine's ready to go tank up a little bit more. Zven is applying lots of spears to the Dragon here. This will be incredibly difficult to try to contest. Vulcan takes a little bit of damage here. Alphari on the front line, losing about 1/3 HP, down to half now. Dragon at 3K. More damage being applied. Armao and Blaber both right next to it. You know they want to contest these. Dragon's going to be focused now. It's able to be slain by Team Liquid. And the fight breaks out with the onslaught of shadows into the back line. Everybody on Cloud9 going to be taken very low. Tactical staying alive here with a nice use of the ulti. C9 health bars dropping, and they will not be able to find victory in this team fight. They will not be able to find this Dragon Soul, and Team Liquid brings it to life.
It's the engage from CoreJJ. It's the steal from Armao. Massive. The sub for Santorin coming up huge. They deny the Soul. They are back towards the Baron. Will they commit to the play?
Here we go, TL, second time in the Baron Pit here this game, but remember, the difference between this and the first one, Blaber is alive. We could still see the contest. Jensen is keeping him away. The power of the Viktor, the zone control of this champion, will mean that Blaber has no entryway into the Baron Pit. And after 20 minutes of Cloud9 domination, it's Team Liquid coming back into the game. It's that scaling power, that composition. Here's my non-sarcastic shout out to Jat. This is how you scale into the late game, baby.
All right, back to the Dragon here. Armao, it is the 50-50. He gets it. And then CoreJJ in, catching the carries. Armao following up with the fear when Tactical gets that kill over onto Zven and survives himself. That fight was over. Jensen had already forced out Renekton's ulti early when he pressured him off the flank. So Renekton is down in ulti, much less of a damage threat. You've got Seraphine mid, and your Kalista just died. So you got nothing.
Look at those damage comparisons, Azael. The damage of just 4,780. Everybody else on Cloud9 only adds up to a grand total of like 1,000 more than Jensen. That's just incredible Viktor scaling, good team fighting from him. The AoE power of that champion cannot be understated. And now, I'd say the tables have turned, but we threw the damn table out the window onto the front lawn. Team Liquid, they're 400 gold behind. I am sorry, they're about 300 gold in the lead. and they're the ones in the driver's seat. It's 2 turrets to 2 turrets. They will continue having to defend the Dragon Soul for the rest of the game. That's always going to be a pressure that looms over their heads. But for now, they get to try to shore up some more of this gold and get themselves into a strong stance for the rest of the game.
Absolutely, and they know. They pulled it off there. They're going to be in an even better spot next time because they are stacking up all of this gold, taking down towers. You can already see the Baron buff granting them an additional 3,000 gold in their favor. They're going to be pretty well set up for this next fight.
I love the fact that they're also making sure to get down all this vision between these turrets. Even though they've been behind up until now, they recognize their lead. They want to see if maybe Cloud9 is just a little bit too comfortable, might walk into a blind spot and set them up for a pick. In the meantime, they'll just continue applying pressure onto the tier 2 turret here in the mid lane. Tier 2 bottom already fell. This will give them complete control over the bottom side Cloud9 jungle. But the Baron is only live for another 45 seconds, so Cloud9 have been doing a good job of enduring this so far. They haven't given away any extra kills, and that's kind of just the name of the game. Try to protect this inhibitor line. Don't let TL have the base, and TL will take that tier 2 and walk it right back into the jungle.
TL definitely not able to end here, but damn, that's a good Baron buff that they were able to get there. You know, with all of these additional jungle camps they're going to be taking away, you know, they're really expanding the gold lead here for themselves. They were very far behind. They are now a couple thousand gold ahead with a superior scaling composition, so the game is in their hands now. Cloud9 has fully lost control. You know, they were able to utilize a lot of what they drafted for early game pressure, for the dragon stacking, but they didn't get a lot of additional gold onto the Kalista. This Kalista Alistar mostly was just used for pressure around that bottom side. Team Liquid was able to farm evenly. Mid lane was able to keep that farm coming in. Alphari wasn't punished after the early minutes. So after that early rush of kills that Blaber was able to enable, they just started stacking objectives and they couldn't continue pushing that gold lead forward. So really when TL gets that one big fight and steals away your soul, you're kind of left holding not a lot of anything as far as your advantages go.
That sentence sounded pretty heavy metal, man. Team Liquid just stealing away their souls, stealing away their hopes and their dreams, and honestly, that's the story of how it's going right about now. But C9, not ever a team to just quietly lose the game. We'll see them have another shot at the Dragon Soul here in about 20
Armao
seconds.
on the flank.
Armao swooping around here, potentially from behind. Here we go. Alphari's the one taking the damage. Armao goes after Zven, but now he's into the front line looking for everybody else. Tackle up into the air, bringing it back, getting away here with a flash. Blaber looking to chase him down. Fudge doing the same. Armao with the onslaught of shadows says, get the hell off of my carry. Team Liquid are able to find yet another kill for themselves. Fudge looks to continue the fight here, taking the health bars very low. It's a 1-for-1 trade, making it a 1-for-2. Perkz running away here. Armao again. The shutdown onto Tactical is going to come through, but it's still a triple kill over to Jensen. Team Liquid get themselves a 4-for-2 fight.
And they're going down middle. This could potentially be an inhibitor here. Fudge has got a TP back. It will be another dragon going the way of TL. And damn, they are team fighting so well, protecting their carries, keeping Fudge off of them. And despite the fact that Zven was able to dodge the early engage and free hit throughout that fight, he's got a pea shooter. He's doing nothing to Sion.
Armao, if you watch this VOD back later, man, I am so proud of the way that he is playing these team fights right now. He engages, he saves the ulti, he doesn't waste anything.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see Zven getting forward here. He flashed the initial engage, hitting on CoreJJ, can't take him on. Now he's on Alphari. You see the team peeling back, taking Blaber and Fudge off of Tactical, who utilized everything in his kit to be able to create that distance. Utilizing the items, the summoners, the ulti to be able to stay alive. And then after Blaber is knocked out, after the front line is knocked out, they step forward. Alphari still alive, having tanked Zven throughout this entire fight. And really, they just cannot threaten the Sion at all. You don't have a serious AP threat, and because you are not enough ahead of the curve, that's 3 completed armor items for Alphari, plus
how do you kill him?
You can't. I mean, Zven auto-attacked the man like 30 or 40 times, and you break his shield.
If you're lucky. That's on a good day. Maybe he detonates it a little bit early. Randuin's, Thornmail, Frostfire Gauntlet, Plated Steel Caps. Why on earth would you need AP? Seraphine's got a Moon Staff. Now, let's see how they're ready to stop this here again. Team Liquid, the gold lead is still very close. Remember that.
Yep.
It's 2,000 gold separating the squads. The biggest difference we're seeing in these team fights now is the fact that Team Liquid has drafted for scaling. They've drafted for team fighting. We're 30 minutes into the game now. They're fully online. Next, Drake's not alive for 3.5 minutes, but Baron is on the board, and it's up to Cloud9 that'll have to check into the darkness that is Team Liquid's map control here so far. Scryer's Trinket is going to find that one, so they will at least know that Team Liquid is up to something. They'll stop them there.
They're back on it.
Fudge grabs a little bit of damage onto Armao. So C9 knows the enemy jungler is not actually in the pit. Might just take the Blast Cone here. Armeo's going to take a lot of damage, but the Blast Cone ends up getting him away, still with about 60% HP. Vulcan's already activated Alistar ulti here in the pit, taking a lot of damage. Now Vulcan has to be pulled to safety over by Zven. Alphari tanks up everybody. It's Fudge into the back. It's Fudge grabbing a kill onto Tactical. Oh, so many shutdowns coming out, and Cloud9 will destroy this fight. Team Liquid, only their front line remains. Alphari is mortal after all, and that was a huge 4-for-0 for C9.
That is absolutely massive, and they're going towards mid lane here, looking like they want to try to go potentially towards an inhibitor and then peel back for the Baron maybe. I don't think that the spawn timers are long enough to go for an end, but they may prove me wrong. They're posturing so aggressively. The fact that they didn't even stop for the Baron for even a second says they maybe think they can end this.
10 seconds on Tactical and CoreJJ, 15 on Jensen,
forward.
20 on Alphari. It's Armao versus the world, and Armeo's trying to cut the weight.
Tactical in 4.
He goes right back in, looking for some of the minions here. CoreJJ has also respawned and rejoined the effort. Armeo's still tanking up everybody. He's drawn all the minions away. Armao will die, but the Nexus stays alive.
Yeah, they're going to be able to stay alive. But because they kill the jungler, you go back to Baron anyway.
Yeah.
You start to threaten this. And Cloud9 had a perfect team fight there, layering the CC, Fudge coming from behind, Vulcan engaging, overlapping with the Seraphine, everything hitting at the same time. And Team Liquid did not have the established battle lines there that they had in the previous team fight wins. But they are still coming. They're still looking to scrap here and stop this Baron. Fudge, though, on the flank, Vulcan posturing for a turn, and Seraphine has ultimate.
Vulcan just dies immediately, and CoreJJ goes in. Zven's gonna be double killed. Jensen's able to find the damage. C9 just falls over.
They got erased. I mean, Vulcan, I think, had his ultimate there. Looked like he just didn't get it off. Zven goes down immediately. The wheels fall off for Cloud9. TL finds the engage, finds the fight here, and they surely will claim the Baron here now.
And there's still about 50 seconds until the Dragon spawn, so it's not like they're giving away a Cloud Soul to take this. So TL, total control over the Baron pit. What an incredible back and forth the past 2 minutes of this game have been, Azael.
No kidding. And I mean, Cloud9 now are going to be kicking themselves for overextending on a potential end, right? They saw the angle to maybe force an end. They could have just tried to get the inhibitor and immediately back, but they spent the additional time allowing Team Liquid to respawn. Let's watch this one more time. He goes in, and that was CoreJJ stunning him right on it. He stunned him out of his combo, and then goes in, catches Zven. Of course, who else? It's CoreJJ, the world champion. This guy is too damn clean on the Rell. And now for Cloud9, this is probably your last hope here. You're trying to look for another big play, a perfect CC combo around this dragon. They are still on Soul Point. We'll see if they can get it, but TL is here in time, and they are posturing effectively. Jensen on the side.
Let's see what they got. Cloud9, control over the Drake. Team Liquid coming in. Drake's gonna be taken down and stolen away by Armao. You gotta be kidding me. Vulcan's the target here as Team Liquid's able to focus him down through the ulti. Onslaught of shadows into the middle of everyone. Armao about to die, but the stasis keeps him alive. Tactical finishes off Blaber, and Fudge just has too much focus on him to do anything in that back line. Alphari stays alive. How on earth are you gonna kill him? Rin looked like it did about 45 damage.
That's a Raid Boss Survivor someone. They might have got him to phase 2, but he ain't dead yet.
No, baby, the enraged timer has completed, and Team Liquid is marching down mid lane. There is 30 seconds on Blaber and Fudge. Vulcan will be back alive here in 10. We'll see if Team Liquid believes they can end or not. Remember, they are only a 4-man squad. Armao did have to die in the last fight. Alphari goes in. Sion ulti won't find a whole lot, But we can see the turrets start to fall very rapidly. Perkz at about half HP. Alphari backing away now, doesn't want to continue tanking up the turrets. Alphari very, very low. Zven coming in for the damage here. CoreJJ wants to engage. Perkz grabbing the kill on Alphari. C9 looking to pick up 2, and there it is for the Seraphine mid.
But Zven went down. He died to the last tick, it looked like, of that Viktor ulti. Could not get out. So they do hold on. This is a game that is getting so tight down to the wire here. Team Liquid thought they would be able to end, but Cloud9 holding on. But it has been 3 straight dragons for Team Liquid off the back of 2 incredible steals from Armao. Let's watch this one more time. That's about 1,000 spears in the back of Alphari.
Yeah.
It looks like he's about to die, but the shield comes back up. They go in, but look at the burst from Viktor onto Zven, pushing him back. And then he just gets clipped by the edge there. He was trying to lifesteal. Maybe could have just straight up ran away from the fight and avoided that last tick and then survived. But Perkz comboing well with Vulcan, holding onto the base. They're still in with a chance, but it's getting more and more favored towards the side of Team Liquid as they scale more and more into this game. You got to look towards your playmaking. You got to look for Vulcan or Fudge to be able to find a really good angle to get you an early kill on the Viktor or the Xayah. I mean, at this point, it almost feels like it has to be the Viktor because Jensen's running the show.
He has 100% kill participation and a single death.
And full build.
Yeah, he's got a Medjai's Soul Stealer because he's just writing everybody's name down in the death note. He's ready to go. Jensen is ready to carry this game. And honestly, I want to point everybody's attention over towards the inhibitor timers in the bottom left part of your screen right there. Team Liquid just had their mid lane inhibitor respawn. The Cloud9 inhibitor mid is down for another 3 minutes, but the Drake spawns in just a little bit over 2. So that means there will be extra pressure on this map that should result in very easy Drake control for the side of TL.
And one of the things, some people out there might be saying, why do I keep talking about the importance of the soul? Cloud Soul isn't going to change this game. One of the biggest things is that when you get Soul, you spawn Elder Dragon. Elder Dragon can swing the game. If you can get some sort of a kill on the Elder Dragon as Cloud9, scaling kind of stops mattering in the face of the Elder Dragon in a lot of situations. It's such an incredible amount of additional damage. Plus
it's made to end the game, right?
Exactly. It was supposed to be that end game condition, as you say, but because TL has gotten 3 straight dragons, 2 steals, Elder has never even showed his ugly face, and we're nearly 40 minutes into the game.
I love how Alphari gets stunned up. Blaber runs forward to give him an extra stun just to let him poke. By the time Blaber runs up next to him, his shield's down to 20% health. But you've never actually heard him yet. It's just so difficult. The gold graph back and forth here this game. Very blue for a very long time.
Yep.
And then since then, we've had a tug of war. The gold is still not even 2,000 apart as we're almost just about 1 minute until the Drake that must be a soul for one side or the other. It's been Armao stealing these away from Blaber, the MVP, here in this first game. We'll see if it comes down to that here again for this final Drake contest, or whether or not one side will just be able to control things through a team fight. Alphari, I wish I knew how much bonus HP he has stacked up for that W, because good lord, man, it's got to be like 1,000. It's got to be like 2,000 at this point. The man is huge.
I'd also be remiss to not mention the fact that, it's not just Blaber, it's about the combination between Zven and Blaber, right?
Yeah.
You have the Ren plus the Smite. If you're comboing that perfectly, you should be able to secure that. They also potentially have the ability to knock the Hecarim away with their Alistar, but of course in a lot of these situations, Vulcan is having to use his combo earlier in the fight to try to keep carries out. These fights are complex, and so much of it is going to be about positioning. And Team Liquid, they are set up first. Fudge is looking for a wide wraparound, but TL's just going now. Wow.
Holy cow, Blaber's at 300 HP. I think it's safe to say Tactical has scaled, my friend, and this is what you were comparing in the draft, a Kalista and the power of that early game, the power of that playmaking, versus a traditional scaling crit marksman.
Yep.
This is what that looks like as Tactical is set off to potentially be in trouble here, but now he's able to escape with the ulti. Jensen coming right back into the fight. Lots of wombo, lots of combo. Vulcan's tanking up, but Blaber's going to be taken low. Fudge trying to apply the pressure into the back line with CoreJJ being the first to die. Cloud9 go 1 for 0 here in this exchange, and now they're marching up towards the Baron pit. They're saying, all right, you want the Drake, you can have it, but we're going for Baron.
But that's Soul, so that's pretty big deal there. It's not just that Baron for a Dragon trade, it is for the Soul, but they didn't feel that they would be able to enter the fight through the Viktor, and that is the key difference here. So they are going for more power right now. They're saying, we've got to end this game. It's getting away from us. They're outscaling us. What is going to give us the boost we need immediately? And their call is, it's the Baron buff. And that was a really well-played fight there from Cloud9. Fudge deserves so much credit. He really created the space that denied Team Liquid from following up on what was a beautiful engage from CoreJJ. You know, they see Jensen is down on the Dragon. Now look at CoreJJ here on the engage. He catches everybody. But Fudge is coming in, flashing forward onto the carry, pushing them back, saying, no, you cannot follow up on that damage. You cannot burst down my carries, because if you try to get forward, I will kill you off.
Very, very good job from him, recognizing what his role in the fight had to be, being able to disengage as well before he has to sacrifice his own life to provide that disruption. So now we got 2 minutes and 11 seconds on the Red Bull Baron buff. This is the amount of time that Cloud9 sacrificed the soul for. If these next 2 minutes do not bring Cloud9 a very vigorous amount of resources, then that trade wasn't worth.
Yeah, and it will buy them some time towards this Elder where maybe they can try to make something happen. You've got to say, Cloud9 has held on very well. You know, they have gotten themselves to this difficult position. It felt like they were massively ahead early. Then Team Liquid had really taken over. The ultimate cooldowns, by the way, are going to be like nothing on the side of Team Liquid.
It's like minus 40% now or something crazy.
It gets ridiculous. So some of these champions are just going to have such easy access. You know, Viktor could use ult almost to poke people out at this point in the game. And just probably have it come back up before the fights happen. So you really got to be careful about tracking those cooldowns effectively. You pretty much just have to expect TL will always have them available. Fudge pushing in bot lane, so the C9 4-man squad has got to be careful they don't get hard engage on.
Okay, Alphari's going in. Blaber's the target. They won't be able to lock him down enough. Udyr is very, very quick.
Viktor ult.
But hey, it's going to be back up very soon. I don't have the exact number in front of me, but we can watch the little cooldown icon there on the side. Viktor's ultimate is now 1/4 off cooldown.
Yeah. it's looking like a 30-40 second cooldown, all gold. And they do get the mid lane inhibitor, so good job. Blaber blocks the Sion ulti. Fudge takes down the tier 2 bot. So they're getting something done here. The question is, was it worth the trade? To be fair, maybe they didn't even have an option of going towards the soul, and that could be the call they made. They have prepped waves in all 3 lanes. That is a good job from them, and now they're moving up towards this top lane, seeing if they can get more. I mean, if you could take a 3rd inhibitor, or a 2nd inhibitor, excuse me, that would be a dream for them to really put some pressure on.
Not Blaber, excuse me. Fudge just changed his mythic item from a Stride Breaker to a Prowler's Claw. Fudge just said, okay, Stride Breaker doesn't matter. I don't need to be more of a bruiser. The way that we win these fights is his pressure onto carries.
Yeah, I mean, look at Jensen. He has the Banshee's Veil in there. There is no Zhonya's.
No.
So if you actually do get through that, if you can get on top of him, knock off the Banshee's Veil, you know, with an E or something like that, Prowler's Claw, Empowered Stun, stack it up, burst him down, that is a potentially game-winning play. And I think that is such a smart read from Fudge, recognizing win conditions, saying, all right, how do we win this game? It's got to be a pick on the Jensen. It's got to be a pick on a carry. Okay, what is going to let me do that? Prowler's Claw. Boom, done. That is heads up playing. We'll see if it can pay off.
Okay, we've got Elder Drake spawning in just over 2 minutes. I feel like that's what this comes down to, Azael. You already said, hey, it kind of invalidates scaling unless you're just way scaled super far ahead. But for a game where pretty much everyone's full build now, for a game that is this close, I feel like we're going to get a 45-minute game that comes down to an Elder Drake team fight, man. I'm all right with that.
I mean, if you're TL, you're saying, all right, well, we got Armao. Who you got? He's been landing these smites. And it may come down to one of those secures. I mean, if you have a 50-50 and someone gets the Elder, that is, boom, combat power for your squad right off the bat. And at 45 minutes, a team fight win will be game over if it is decisive. Both the inhibitors are open in mid lane here. So it's a pretty quick march down mid to end a game if someone gets aced.
Team Liquid continue just trying to keep the waves as pushed up as possible, have as much control over this map as they can. Drake 1 minute 15 seconds away. You can see a couple of pings onto Fudge here. They're saying, all right, we see that he's up there. We see that he's backing. They will not be able to do anything about that, of course. He's way too far away, so Fudge is able to reset. Let's take a look. The thing is here, too, considering we have so many players at full itemization, at full build, the amount of wards that you can bring to a situation like this and place down and control around these objectives is reduced. If somebody's 6 items, you don't have a slot for a control ward.
Absolutely, and that's why you have to have really good game sets. You have got to be aware of where your opponents could be, because a flank can absolutely decide the game. It becomes incredibly important to mark where they could be flanking from. You know, if you're the Alistar, being aware, where is Armao? Where could he be coming from? And TL have got to stay aware of wherever Fudge could be coming from here also.
TL walking towards the mid lane here. It's Cloud9 with control over the bottom side river. It's CoreJJ who's rooted. It's Vulcan over the wall. C9 looking for a little bit of damage here. Alphari's already jumped in. Vulcan tanking the damage. Doesn't look like anybody's going to get much of anything, considering it was only tanks on either side that got caught out. And Team Liquid are saying, okay, go after the Elder. We dare you. We'll trade you. Team Liquid with the inside route into the enemy base. They'll grab an inhibitor.
Do they go for the fight? I think C9 may just try to collapse on them from both sides, and this could be a game-deciding fight.
This will be an incredible ending, one way or the other. Inhibitor has fallen. Fudge running away. He's isolated from the rest of the team, and Cloud9 are coming in for the pincer assault now. Vulcan already using the ulti. Armao running away, trying to disengage. Vulcan thrown into the back line here with a lot of damage being placed down onto the front line. A huge shutdown! Tactical is gone, but so is Perkz. They've still got Jensen alive on the side of TL, and they're still in the Cloud9 base. It is a 1-for-1. Both junglers are still alive if this turns into an Elder Drake, but TL will be repelled for now.
But TL have the inside track to the Dragon now. They're going to go straight to this Elder for sure, and C9 have got to get over there, have got to be in position to stop it. Blaber, there's danger of a face check here. He sees them now. He is tanky.
Blaber runs in. No hard CC can be applied in time. Blaber is fast enough to run out of the way of the gravity well. Team Liquid disengaging. They're going right back into another bush. They want so badly for Cloud9 to just commit one error walking too close.
Yeah, look where Fudge is, though. He's on the flank, so if Cloud9 can push them back towards the Dragon, they may not see Fudge coming here, but Alphari is marking him, or was at the very least, and Blaber now trying to get around, but this does leave their bot lane separated from the rest of the squad.
10 seconds on both dead players. Perkz has a teleport, Tactical does not.
That's critical.
This will quickly turn into a 5v4 if Team Liquid is not cognizant of those timers. Armao may get jumped on by Vulcan, no.
They're gonna force. Here comes the TP.
They're forcing the Elder Drake. They're saying you gotta answer now. We've got Kalista and we've got Blaber. They want this objective fight going down. Tactical needs to find his way into this, but he needs to avoid Fudge in the process. Fudge is coming around from the flank. Tactical's got him locked down. Fudge is winning away. Alphari looking to waste some time here on the front line. Make sure they're not able to burn down the Drake. Vulcan disengages. Fudge disengages. Injured health bars on both sides. Tactical doing a good job trying to whittle these guys away, but there's so much healing on Seraphine. Blaber tries to back up yet again. Tactical with so much damage. They're going in here for the fight now. Team Liquid. Tactical's able to take down Blaber. Elder Drake's still alive. Zven gets a return kill with the CoreJJ. Perkz going to be forced to tank up now with Armao taken out next. The Dragon goes over to Tactical. The Dragon goes over to Team Liquid. The fight goes to Team Liquid. And the ace for Team Liquid.
That'll do it. It's the game-winning fight. Tactical gets the Elder Dragon there. It is not the Kalista. It is not the Udyr.
You want to talk about his Tristana jumps? Fine, but you better not be disrespecting the man's team fight prowess. The victory in game one, 20-19, 48 minutes in. TL started off with a win.
Wow, what a game there to start us off here. The mid-season showdown finals really delivering. Cloud9 came out hot out of the gates. That was like 40 minutes ago, so people might forget. Cloud9 was crushing the early game there, and that was more what people were expecting from the series. They were expecting Cloud9 to come out to smack them down. TL said no. And I have really got to credit Armao. I mean, yesterday against Spica, that was one thing. He stood up there, had some smite steals, and people were saying, yeah, but today's Blaber. You're going to get crushed. The early game did go the way of Blaber, but he stole away 2 critical dragons that prevented Cloud9 from getting the soul. They're the ones that eventually did end up getting it. And Jensen as well, what a monster in these fights.
Holy cow, man.
He was knocking people down left and right. He was positioning incredibly well against a team that was trying to dive him over and over and over. And I want to see the champion damage because I think Viktor lit it up.
there's no way anybody else was even close, right? Like, just the amount that he poured into every single team fight. I hope we get 5 games of this.
Yes.
What a game, man. For 48 minutes, back and forth, and it comes down to the Elder Dragon fight, and both junglers are dead, and there's just... there's no better way to start off a series, Azael. This is why we play the game, man. This is why it's so much fun. I'm so glad I didn't have to be sitting down for this game. I'm just so happy that we get to be back and be a part of this. What an incredible way to start off our grand finals here between C9 and TL. Obviously, it's TL walking away with the lead now, 1-0.
Yep.
We get to see what sort of changes they're going to make, what sort of adaptations they'll make both on the Rift and in the draft. But Team Liquid are riding high after landing the first blow in our best-of-5 series. And when we return, we're heading over to the State Farm Analyst Desk to break down the win.